Chapter 20. Now Pashur, the son of Immer, the priest, who was chief officer in the house of the Lord, heard Jeremiah prophesying these things. Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet, and put him in the stocks that were in the upper gate of Benjamin, which is in the house of the Lord. And it came to pass on the morrow that Pashur brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, The Lord hath not called your name Pashur, but Magor-Missabib. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will make you a terror to yourself and to all your friends, and they shall fall by the sword of your enemies, and your eyes shall behold it. And I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall carry them captive to Babylon, and shall slay them with the sword. Moreover, I will give all the store of this city, and all the gains thereof, and all the wealth thereof, yes, all the treasures of the kings of Judah will I give to the hand of their enemies, who shall spoil them, and take them, and carry them to Babylon. And you, Pashur, and all that dwell in your house, shall go into captivity. You shall come to Babylon, and there shall you die, and you shall be buried, you and all your friends to whom you have prophesied falsely. O Lord, you have enticed me, and I was enticed. You have overcome me, and have prevailed. I am become a laughingstock all the day. Every one mocks me. For as often as I speak, I cry out, I cry of violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord is made a reproach unto me, and a derision all the day. And if I say, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name, then there in my heart, as it were a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I weary myself to hold it in, but cannot. I have heard the whispering of many, terror on every side. Denounce, and we will denounce him, even all my familiar friends, them that watch for my halting. Peradventure he will be enticed, and we will prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. But the Lord is with me as a mighty warrior. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, because they have not prospered, even with an everlasting confusion which shall never be forgotten. But, O Lord of hosts, that triest the righteous, that seest the reins and the heart, let me see your vengeance on them, for unto you have I revealed my cause. Sing unto the Lord, praise you the Lord, for he hath delivered the soul of the needy from the hand of the evildoers. Cursed be the day wherein I was born, the day wherein my mother bore me. Let it not be blessed. Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, A man-child is born unto you, making him very glad. And let that man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew and repented not, and let him hear a cry in the morning, and an alarm at noontide, because he slew me not from the womb, and so my mother would have been my grave, and her womb always great. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb, to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed in shame. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now, yesterday we was talking about the vessel that Jeremiah went and busted in front of everybody and let them know that he did it in front of the elders and all the elders of the priest as well, made it known that what his proclamation was to the city of Jerusalem, that city of the peaceful teachings. But today we're going to pick up in verse 1 here. Now, verse 1 of chapter 20, if we could just take chapter 21 and make it 20, and 21, we would get a lot more understanding of what was going on. Because, see, Pashur had come down, Zedekiah, which is later prophecies of Jeremiah. See, this is at the end. Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon, and the king of Babylon had come in. He'd already conquered all the area. Jehoiachin had already been carried off to Babylon. See, this is all later periods of Jeremiah. These periods of Jeremiah, even we speak in accordance with the kings and as they came in, and then the beginnings of Jeremiah's prophecies. So Pashur had come down because Zedekiah had sent him down there because the king of Babylon had surrounded the city. And there was going to be trouble But we're going to pick it up here in verse 1, keeping in mind that we when Pashur come down, and what the words that we just spoke wouldn't be the words that got Jeremiah in trouble. But if we could take tomorrow's lesson and put it before this one, then we would better understand what Jeremiah had prophesied. See, even there's a period where he was hanging out around Jerusalem and prophesying at the gates where the kings went in and all the people went in. This period where he was around Jerusalem. Verse 1. Now Pashur, the son of Immer, priest, who was chief officer in the house of the Lord, heard Jeremiah prophesying these things. And these things, of course, would be, he was prophesying against the king's house. He was prophesying against the priest. He was prophesying against these that were in leadership positions, because they were the ones who was allowing the people to sin. They were the ones who was teaching this sin, and all for great gain. Pashur means this one who's taken away or torn away, this one who's pulled away, and he's pulled away from understanding, he's pulled away from the law of God, and he is doing things for the gain. He's the son of Immer, and Immer means he spoke or he speaks, and we'll find that Immer, he dates back all the way to the descendancy of Noah. See, this is where this all come from. We can document this even in Chronicles, the genealogy, and we'll find it that even Pashur's genealogy is mentioned in Nehemiah as they go back in the end of this period of time too. Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet, and put him in stocks that were in the upper gate of Benjamin, which was in the house of the Lord. And this was the gate which come in from Benjamin's side of Jerusalem there, because Benjamin's borders come right up against Jerusalem. And Benjamin, this gate of Benjamin, this is the work of my right hand. This is the son of my right hand. The Jeremiah, because he was prophesying against the kings and stuff, Pashur had beat him and put him into this stockade. And this stockade is this gate to come into the house of God, even the outer court, and there they put him in a cell that was above the gate. And it came to pass on the morrow that Pashur brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, The Lord hath not called your name Pashur, but Magor-Missabib. And this Magor-Missabib, it simply means terror remains all around. All around. Because Pashur has torn away, and we're going to find out he has been prophesying falsely. See, and that's what it's all about, is these ones that are prophesying falsely, see, and they've led astray. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will make you a terror to yourself and to all your friends, and they shall fall by the sword of your enemies, and your eyes shall behold it, and I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall carry them captive to Babylon, and he shall slay them with the sword. And this sword, even in the end time, will be the word, because they have been carried to Babylon, and the king of Babylon has slain them with the word, using this great confusion, as we're going to find out, is a great confusion that will never end, even all these that prophesy falsely. 5. Moreover, I will give all the store of this city, and all the gains thereof, and all the wealth thereof, yes, all the treasures of the kings of Judah will I give into the hand of their enemies, who shall spoil them, and take them, and carry them to Babylon. In this city at that time was Jerusalem. That's where we're talking about, that city of peaceful teachings. And that's where the kings had set their throne, as we would find out, partially. See, Zedekiah had come back here, and he was ruling out of Jerusalem. And that's what we're talking about. But all the store, everything that belongs, all the wealth even of the kings of Judah, these kings of praisings, these kings that were appointed over this city, as we'll find out. 6. And you, Pashur, and all that dwell in your house shall go into captivity, and you shall come to Babylon, and there shall you die, and there shall you be buried, and you and all your friends to whom you have prophesied falsely. See, those that have torn away, those ones that have gone away from the law of God, see, you have been carried away to Babylon, and there shall you die. There shall you be buried, you and all your friends. All those ones who you prophesy unto falsely. See, that was going on then, and that's what's going on today. It's already done, as we're going to find out. See, Jeremiah was wanting to see this great vengeance that God had put, but it's already done. They've already carried off into captivity. All of Israel's done gone into captivity. Almost all of Judah's done gone into captivity. See, it was the same thing then. They're down to one little holdout, and we're going to find out it's mostly been carried away as well. 7. It's all documented, Kings. It's all documented in the last few chapters of 2 Kings. O Lord, you have enticed me, and I was enticed. You have overcome me, and have prevailed. I am become a laughingstock all the day. Everyone mocks me. And this enticed is like he's enlarged. He has enlarged me. He has made me known. See, I've opened my mouth and spoke. Now I've made myself known. This is known. God has overcome me. He has prevailed against me. He has caused me to speak, and I have spoke, and everyone mocks me. Mocks the teachings, mocks the understanding. See, as we're going to find out, they're the ones who was born under this as the daughters of the harlot. They're the ones that have gone astray from the law of God. They're the ones who have listened to these false prophets and have been led astray. 8. For as often as I speak, I cry out. I cry violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord is made a reproach unto me, and a derision all the day. Even to obey the law of God, you are made a mockery, laughed at, made a reproach. People look down on you because you try to obey the law of God. And then all the while they say, this don't do no good. Teaching falsely, teaching lies, teaching for gain. 9. And if I say I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name, then there is in my heart as it were a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I weary myself to hold it in, but cannot. If I try not to talk about it, if I try not to think about it, like a fire burning me inside, there's no way to hold it in. There's no way to not say these things. Just to witness these things that I've seen. 10. For I have heard the whispering of many, terror on every side. Denounce, and we will denounce him, even all my familiar friends, them that watch for my halting, supposing he will be enticed, and shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. See, Jeremiah loves to speak this other side. See, he likes to be the voice from the other side, back and forth. This is the way Jeremiah likes to do things. Putting himself instantly over in the other seat. See, because he's heard the whisperings, he's heard the terror on every side, and because it's openly and made simple to see, your actions speak louder than your words. Denounce, and we will denounce him. Denounce, there is no denouncing. There's nothing to denounce. You've denounced yourself already. Even all my familiar friends, this is what punishment Jeremiah was going through at the time. They was wanting to throw him out, cast him out. We've got to remember Jeremiah was of the priesthood, see, and he was in this circle at that time, going around, and he had no choice but to prophesy the words of God, prophesy these things that were coming, even that they was getting ready to be carried off into Babylon. Them that watch for my halting, these are his familiar friends, his friends that used to be by his side. these ones that used to be his buddies, that used to stand by his side, even now, they're watching, waiting for him to make a mistake. Why? So they can say, aha, aha, he has erred. 11. But the Lord is with me as a mighty warrior. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, because they have not prospered, even with an everlasting confusion which shall never be forgotten. God is with me as a mighty warrior. See, coming in judgment for transgression, for trespass against the law, for trespass against his ordinances, against his statutes. You've made yourself known. You've done this on your own. See? Teaching for gain, God, setting you up a place, making you an image, making you an altar. All these ways you break the law. But God has prospered you for that reason, for judgment. See, this was the everlasting confusion. If we could just go up there where it says, shall be greatly ashamed, take out the because they have not prospered, because they have not prospered. And we'll insert the other part, even at an everlasting confusion. Ye shall be greatly ashamed, even with an everlasting confusion, which shall never be forgotten. See, that's the shame. And we're going to find out that was what was going on then, and that was what's going on today. 12. But, O Lord of hosts, that triest the righteous, that seest the reins of the heart, let me see your vengeance on them, for unto you I have revealed my cause. All he's saying is turn, and return to the law of God. This is the mistake. This is why God has brought this vengeance. God has sent and said many times, turn. This is why God keeps punishing. This is why he's doing this. Even telling you time and time again how they do it, how they set it up, what it is, what it looks like even, what the craftsman made and what the silversmith made and what the carpenters made, and the image thereof. The prophets have hid nothing. Let me see God's vengeance. There it is. You want to see what God's judgment can do? There it is. 13. Sing unto the Lord, praise you the Lord, for he hath delivered the soul of the needy from the land of the evildoers. Those that want to know God, that you want to be delivered. Now your soul has understanding. God has exposed his work to you, and you have been delivered from the hand of these evildoers, and that's who they are. They breed a society just like this. 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born, the day wherein my mother bore me. Let it not be blessed. See, Jeremiah's going to switch over now. He's going to be speaking once again from the other side, as if he's one of these that's on the other side. Cursed be the understanding wherein I was born, the day wherein my mother bore me, this understanding which the womb has brought me forth from. Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying, a man-child is born unto you, making him very glad. Cursed be this man, Ish, but this man-child, Zekar, see, this one who's going to remember, this one who is brought forth from this understanding. And we're going to find out it was a false understanding. This was a false prophecy. 16. And let that man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew and repented not. Let him hear a cry in the morning and alarm at noontide. This man who brought the message to, saying a man-child is born, let that man be as the cities that the Lord overthrew and repented not. Well, that's Sodom and Gomorrah. These are the cities he destroyed from the first. Let him hear a cry in the morning when the sun first starts coming up. Let him hear the sound of it, this wailing, And an alarm at noontide, that's when the sun's straight up and down and everything's made known. Let him hear the horn that day. 17. Because he slew me not from the womb, and so my mother would have been my grave, and her womb always great. Because I wasn't killed that day when I was born, and left my mother barren. See, this one I was born from, this understanding, because why? I was greatly deceived. I'm speaking from the other side, see? The other side, those that have been deceived. You're going to wish you was never born. 19. Why came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed in shame? Why came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow? Why was I born just into a world of corruption? Just the same thing was going on then, see, is the same thing going on today. Nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. And that my days should be consumed in shame. End up deceived, end up lied to, and all my understanding be taken away from me in the end. That's what they're going to be wishing. See, that's where they're going to be when they find themselves. Jeremiah was prophesying it then, and prophesying it today. Turn and return. We're going to move forward to chapter 21.